Okay, so ready? One, two, three, go.
Hi, good afternoon. I am actually a new teacher here. And before anything else, let me introduce myself. And after that, I want you to introduce yourself also for me to know you more, okay? I am teacher Rena, and you are?
I am Charles po.
Okay, very good, Charles. So for this afternoon, we will be discussing about the interactions among living things. So from your past topics, do you have questions or any types of or topics that you need to understand more?
What is photosynthesis po?
Photosynthesis is actually a process which or the plants to have their food.
Okay po, I get it.
Okay, very good.
Wow.
Okay, let's move on to the interactions among living things. Makita mo yung screen ko?
Yes po, teacher. Makita po.
Okay. Number one, what are adaptations? Can you read?
Yes po.
Can you please read?
Adaptation, so behaviors and physical characteristics of species that allow them to live successfully in their environment.
Okay, very good, Charles. So adaptation is also features or a behavior that helps an organism survive and reproduce in its environment. So if you say reproduce, it means that makabuo ng another family or like that. You already heard about the story why long ang neck ng mga giraffe.
Yes, ay hindi pa po. I didn't hear it po.
Yes, that's also an example of adaptation. Kasi sabi nila before, yung neck daw ng mga giraffe hindi daw gaano mataas. Pero kailangan ng giraffe na maka-adapt kasi if you makita mo, di ba yung mga giraffe kumakain sila sa mga tall trees. So before, hindi nila maabot. So in order to adapt and survive, nagtaas daw yung kanilang neck. So yan yung isang example ng adaptation.
Wow. Okay po, teacher.
Okay, next. How do an organism's adaptations help it to survive? Paano mo naka-help yung adaptations ng mga organisms para makasurvive sila? Okay, an organism's adaptations enable it to fill a unique role in its ecosystem. Eating particular type of foods, obtaining its food in unique ways, and using other abiotic and biotic factors to meet its needs. So, are you familiar with abiotic and biotic factors?
I'm not familiar po, teacher.
You are not familiar about that?
Yes po.
Okay. When you say abiotic factors, ito yung mga non-living chemical and physical parts of an ecosystem that influence living organisms. Kapag sinabi natin abiotic, pasabot, it's non-living. What do you mean by non-living?
Example po niyan, teacher, mga rocks po at saka waters.
Wow, very good. That's impressive. So if you say naman the biotic one is yung kaibahan ng biotic. So if you say abiotic non-living, yung biotic naman is the living things. It is the living thing or living components of an ecosystem that influence and interact with other living organisms and their environment. You understand?
Yes po, teacher.
Okay, what's the difference between abiotic and biotic factors? Abiotic means
Non-living po, teacher.
very good. While yung biotic naman means
Living things po, teacher.
very good. Sa biotic naman, can you please give me an example of a biotic factor?
Pwede po ba na example, teacher, yung mga turtles?
Yes, that's very good. Okay, ito yung ibang example ng mga birds like insect and cuticuli, like that. Okay, can you read this word? How can you read that?
Pwede po ba mag-guest teacher? Baka niche teacher or niche or niche or nasyalang.
Okay,
Teacher, why are you laughing po?
it's niche.
Wow, niche po pala.
Okay, what is niche? Can you please read?
An organism's role or how it makes its living.
Very good. So niche refers to the role of an organism plays within its ecosystem, encompassing its interactions with both living, biotic, and non-living abiotic components. Pag sinabi mong niche, it is more than just where an organism lives. So, nag-include yung niche natin sa type of food, kung ano yung kinakain ng mga organisms, how it obtain food, kung paano nila kinuha yung mga pagkain nila, and when and how it produced, physical conditions needed for survival. Ito yung mga nandito sa ating niche. What's the question?
Teacher, pagkisabi po ba natin na niche teacher kay dapat physical conditions lang talaga yung i-consider?
Dito nakalagay na includes hindi lang yung physical conditions lang ang naka-include, pati yung how they interact or yung role nila as an organism, yung ina-play nila na role sa ecosystem. So hindi lang yung physical nila, yung kailangan or naka-include, so pati na din kung ano yung lihok nila, yung movements nila, or yung mga roles nila, yung ginagampanan nilang roles sa ecosystem. Yun yung mga naka-include doon sa niche.
Okay po, understand po.
Okay, very good. So, what are the major types of interactions among organisms? Meron tayong tatlo. Can you please read?
Competition, predation, symbiosis.
Very good. Okay, let's start from the competition. Ano nga ba ang competition? The competition is the struggle between organisms to survive in habitat with limited resources. Ano nga ba yung habitat?
Habitat po, teacher, yan po yung ginatirahan ng mga hayop.
Yes, very good. So like this, yung competition. Yung competition is the interaction between organisms or species that strive for the same limited resources in the same place. Dito yung galing sa word ng competition, parang nagko-compete sila for a certain, or in order for them to survive. Kasi limited yung resources, tapos same pa sila ng lugar, so kailangan nilang mag-compete in order to survive. Okay?
Okay po.
So may tanong dito, why can't two species occupy the same niche? Bakit nga ba yung dalawang species ay bawal mag-occupy ng same niche? Ang sagot, if two species try to occupy the same niche, they will compete directly against each other. And one species eventually will die off. So ito yung rason bakit bawal ipagsama yung dalawang species para hindi natin or maligaya na po ang competition. Okay?
Okay.
Meron din tayo dito, describe predation, predator, and prey. Predation, can you please read? Ano yung predation?
Predation po, teacher, interaction in which one organism kills and eat another.
Very good. Well, yung predator naman,
The organism that does the killing.
okay. So yung predation natin, ito yung interaction in which one organism kills and eat another. Yung predator naman, ito yung organism na gumagawa ng killing. Siya yung kumakain. Yun ang tinatawag natin predator. Okay?
Okay po, teacher.
Yung prey naman, can you please read?
The organism that is killed po, teacher.
Okay. So yung predator natin, siya yung kumakain. Yung prey naman, siya yung kinakain. At yung process na yun ay tinatawag natin predation.
Teacher, meron po akong question, teacher.
Okay.
Can you give an example po ng predation, teacher, na nasa water?
Meron tayong picture dito ng example ng predation.
Example po ng predation na yung sa water, teacher.
Water?
Opo, yung sa water. Opo. Can you give an example of animals, teacher, na nagagawa ng predation?
Meron din yung mga fish, di ba, sa water yon. So yung iba, yung mga bird, like yung eagle, di ba, nakikita natin, pumupunta sila sa tubig, tapos kinukuha yung fish, tapos kinakain. Yun yung example ng predation. Ginagawa yun ng eagle or other types of birds na kumakain ng fish in order to survive. Yung predator natin doon ay yung kumakain.
Yung eagle po, teacher.
Very good. While yung prey naman natin ay
Yung mga fish po, teacher.
very good. At yung process na ginagawa yun ay tinatawag na
Predation po, teacher.
very good.
Teacher, I have another question po.
Okay.
Is it okay po ba for the shark to eat the small fishes po? Ang tawag po ba niyan predation po?
Yes, that's a very good example of predation. Yung mga sharks kinakain yung mas maliliit na isda. Actually, hindi lang yung mga sharks, pati na yung mga bigger sharks, bigger fishes than like other types of fish, hindi lang yung mga sharks. That is also an example of predation.
Okay po, teacher. Gets ko na po.
Okay, very good. Again, mayroon na tayong next topic. So, if predation removes more members of the population than are born, how will the population change? Ang predation daw, mas marami yung ma-remove na members of population, yung mas marami yung kinakain kaysa sa mga bagong anak. Ano to ang mangyayari? Will the population change? So, ang answer dyan is the size of the population will decrease. Bakit mag-decrease yung population? You have any idea?
Mag-decrease po ang population po, teacher, kasi yung other predators wala silang makain and they will eventually die po.
Yes, that's also an answer. Tapos, yung population din, magdi-decrease kasi pag marami yung predator natin, syempre pag marami yung predator, marami ang kakain. Tapos, konti lang yung prey. So, mabilis nilang maubos yung mga prey. At the same time, yan din ang reason kung bakit magdi-decrease din yung population.
Okay po, teacher.
Okay, very good. Okay, can you please read the next question?
What is symbiosis po?
Okay, what is symbiosis? Ang symbiosis is a close relationship between two species that benefits at least one of the species. Mayroon tayong three forms of symbiotic relationships. Can you please read?
Number 1 po, mutualism. Number 2, commensalism. And lastly po, parasitism.
Very good. Okay, what is mutualism? Yung mutualism is a relationship in which both species benefit. Na-understand mo?
Okay po, teacher.
Yung mutualism, ito yung dalawang species ay nakaka-benefit for each other. Like dito sa picture, yung nakikita natin, yung bee at yung flower. Paano ba nakaka-benefit yung bee at yung flower sa kanilang dalawa? Yung bee, kumukuha siya ng food sa flower, at then yung flower naman, dahil dyan sa bee, makakapollinate siya. So, if makakapollinate siya, mas marami pa yung flower. So, it gives benefits sa kanilang dalawa. Na-understand mo?
Okay po, teacher.
Okay. Next naman natin is commensalism. Ano naman yung commensalism? Can you please read?
A relationship where one species benefits and the other species is neither help nor harm.
Okay, very good. Yung commensalism naman, ito naman yung relationship or symbiotic relationship kung saan isa lang ang nakaka-benefit. Diba kanina yung sa mutualism, both species benefit from each other. Right? While yung commensalism naman, isa lang yung nakaka-benefit, tapos isa hindi siya nakaka-benefit, pero hindi rin siya naka-harm. Okay?
Okay po.
Understand mo?
Okay.
Okay, very good. Next naman, symbiotic naman is ang parasitism. Ano nga ba ang parasitism? Can you read?
One organism lives on or inside another organism and causes harm po, teacher.
Okay, very good. Kung sa commensalism kanina, di ba sabi ko, isa lang yung nagbe-benefit, pero yung isa hindi naman nag-harm. Sa parasitism naman, the difference between commensalism and the parasitism is isa lang ang nakaka-benefit, pero sa parasitism, yung hindi naka-benefit, na-harm pa. Nagets?
Okay po, teacher.
Yes. Isang example ng parasitism natin, no? Example ng parasitism yung tapeworm.
Teacher, saan po ba located yung tapeworm, teacher?
Inside of our body or inside the host. So, ano nga ba yung host? Dito natin mag-describe yung parasite. Dito papasok yung parasite and the host. Kasi yung parasite is the organism that benefits. Siya yung may makukuha. Yung host naman is the organism that the parasite lives on. So yung question mo kanina kung saan nga ba nakalagay o yung tapeworm, yung parasite, it is inside the host.
Okay po,
Yes.
teacher.
Ano yung host? Ito yung organism kung saan nakatira ang parasite.
Okay po, teacher. Teacher, meron akong question, teacher.
Oh, yes.
Teacher, what if po yung mga infections at saka bacteria, teacher? Ano po yung tawag sa kanila?
Still parasite pa rin yun. Tapos yung tao kung saan sila, yun yung host nila. Doon sila kumukuha ng pagkain para makasurvive sila. Hindi lang sila nakaka-benefit, nakaka-harm din sila sa host.
Teacher, lahat ba ng host, teacher, humans lang, teacher?
Can you please repeat your question?
Teacher, lahat ba ng host, teacher, is humans lang?
No, meron ding mga host like animals like that. Kung saan pwede silang taghan ng parasite, they are considered as host.
Okay po, teacher.
Okay, very good. Can you please differentiate the three? Yung una, ano yung una natin?
Yung first po, teacher, mutualism po.
Yes, very good.
Differentiate, teacher. So it means yung mutualism, teacher, yung host at saka ay both two species, teacher, kay maka-benefit sila to each other.
Yes.
Tapos, next, teacher, is commensalism. Ang
Very
isabi
good.
sa commensalism, teacher, yung isa teacher maka-benefit, tapos yung isa teacher is either harm siya, teacher, or pwede siya maka-mutual, teacher, or meron siya makuha na benefit. Tama ba, teacher?
Yung sa commensalism, ulitin ko, yung commensalism, isa lang ang nakaka-benefit pero hindi din siya nakaka-harm. Isang example nito is yung puno at orchid.
Okay,
Organ
teacher.
kayo, orchid?
Yes po. Ano po ba yung orchid, teacher?
Orchid is a kind of flower kung saan inasabit siya sa puno. It is an example of commensalism because nakasabit yung orchid, nakaka-benefit siya sa puno, but at the same time, hindi siya nakaka-harm sa puno.
Ay, okay po, teacher. Gets ko na, teacher.
Gets mo na?
Yes po.
Okay.
Ang pinakalas po, teacher, yung parasitism. Parasitism, teacher, yun po yung, teacher, merong parasite po inside the host.
Okay, very good. Dito, number 15. A walking stick is an insect that resembles a small tree. How do you think this insect avoids predators?
Sa own idea ko, teacher.
Yes.
That is why, teacher, hindi sila maka-avoid sila sa predators, teacher, kasi nag-blend sila sa surroundings.
Very good. By staying motionless on mga plant's branches, the walking stick is camouflage and cannot easily be seen by predators. Your answer is correct. Very good.
Wow, thank you, teacher.
So this is the example of a walking stick.
Ay, teacher, saan dyan yung walking stick, teacher? I cannot see, teacher.
Ito, yung may anim na paa. Yung nakadikit sa sanga.
Teacher, pwede ba yung walking stick, teacher? 16 yung paa, teacher? Teacher, bakit ka nagkatawa, teacher?
Hindi, kasi insect man siya, is considered an insect. So may anim siya na legs.
Okay, teacher.
Okay?
Okay.
Na-understand?
Okay, teacher.
Very good. So, it's the end of our class. Do you have any questions? Clarifications?
Teacher, what if teacher yung mga parasitism, teacher, is maglaganap sila, teacher? What will happen, teacher?
if ang parasitism naman, ang maglaganap naman, is what will happen. Actually, wala ka talagang sagot if what will happen if ang parasitism maglaganap. Pero tayo, as humans, we're doing our best para hindi siya maglaganap. Meron tayong mga gamot or solution, like for tapeworms sa mga bata, yung ginapapainom ng mga gamot para hindi magdami yung mga tapeworms, lumalabas yun. So, meron tayong ginagawa to prevent mga maglaganap yung kind of parasitism na gets.
Okay, teacher. Pero teacher, meron akong animals na alam, teacher ba? Yung animals na yun, teacher, yung vulture. You know what's vulture, teacher?
Can you please tell me what is a vulture? Can you please explain?
Vulture, teacher, it's a kind of bird, teacher, na they are eating yung mga dead bodies, teacher. So, doon sa lesson natin, teacher, where can we put the vulture, teacher? Yung vulture ba, teacher? Mutualism ba siya? Parasitism? Or commensalism, teacher?
Actually, yung vulture or yung sinasabi mo na yung sinasabi mo, parang pwede siya malagay natin sa predation. Di ba? Yung sa predation, may topic din tayo ng predation.
Yes po, teacher.
Kung saan, yung vulture is consider natin as
Predator, teacher. Pero teacher, yung prey naman, teacher, is dead naman. Hindi man sila nag-away, teacher.
so, pwede siyang predation but it's not a competition.
Okay, teacher. So, pwede lang pala mag-predator, teacher, without competition.
Consider siya as a predation pero hindi siya competition kasi hindi man sila nag-compete sa limited resources kasi patay na yung sabi mo, patay na, dead body na sabi namin. So it's considered as predation, yung predator natin doon is yung vulture mo, tapos yung dead bodies na kinain naman niya is yung prey mo.
Okay, teacher. Gets, teacher.
Okay, guys?
Yes po, teacher.
Okay, very good. You have another question?
Teacher, I guess I don't have question na, teacher.
Okay, that's the end of our discussion.
Thank you, teacher. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Naman na alam.